Morning, bud.
Morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah, man, I'm really happy with that, dude. So we got a few caps to glue. One to split, and then a couple cuts to make. We got that all set up yesterday before we left. We got pallet and 7 layers here, and there's another pallet in the driveway of pavers. These pavers are made by Genest, and it's called Grand Katahdin Stone. Color is Granite Blend. 124 square feet, 3,460 pounds. Heavy pallet, but my machine can handle it pretty good. This one here is the same information as I just showed you, but it's not Grand Katahdin, it's called Katahdin. And it's more of a linear pattern. This is what we use for our outer border. And I also have an inner border in the driveway, which I'll show you a little bit later. Ready to finish the wall?
Ready.
Nice. Anything to say?
What happened to the breeze?
Yeah. Dude, it's this side yard, bro. It's almost like my front yard. 10 degrees hotter than anywhere else in the country. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what it's been about this job, but this yard right here is just super hot. But today it's not super bad. Mid-70s is fine. Let's get into the day, guys. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay, we are good to screed and lay some pavers. That bed is done. They're gonna be putting black mulch in there, and I don't know if they're gonna do that before or after they plant, but we'll figure it out. I got the base all set. You've seen in the time lapse. Just kind of rake it out, and you find that grade you want with those pipes. And once it's good, then you know you can compact it. And you saw the compactor. That thing works really good. Every time I use it, I get more and more impressed, and I want to use it again because it's just so simple and it works excellent. I mean, dude, that thing smacks base stone.
What's that?
This compactor, dude, it smacks base stone down. Gives it a spanking. Alright, so now that it's compacted, what we're going to do is put the pipes in. If they're a little low, we add some chipstone. I don't like to do anything more than like a 1/2 inch of chipstone. If you need more than that, you got to put more 3/4. When I first checked, I got the grade set up and I was about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch low. So I took them up and I brought those wheelbarrows around, spread them, and then rechecked it, and it was more on point. Now it's like within like 1/4 to a 1/2 inch. So we can put chipstone under the pipe to lift it up, or we can hit the pipe into the stone to set it down. And that's how we get the grade right with those rails. So I'm gonna be hooking up a string to that stake and to one we have already out there, which helped us build the wall, and we're gonna follow that line. And as I go, I'm gonna be laying in the border along the wall all the way out, and then we're gonna stop on a joint line that makes the most sense and put the border on the outside. So I don't think this pad is perfectly square with the wall. There'll be cuts at a little bit of an angle to fill that space in, but from there out there won't be any cuts until we get to the end of this straight part of the walkway, which is very helpful in a design to save some money because it makes laying it down much quicker. Whoa, dude, that's heavy, huh? The tire flat.
Just need some momentum.
Yep. Wow. Look at that thing too, man. It's dirty. It's just been sitting at my house, dude. It's the first time we used it in a while.
Yeah, it has been a while.
Wow, I can't believe I didn't power
Which is a good
wash
thing,
it.
because we haven't had to push pavers around. That's all
Yeah.
that means.
Yeah, we get it close enough, right?
Less use, the better.
Something like this though, perfect.
Yeah.
Better than
This is
using a
what you want it
wheelbarrow. Is that a whole layer you got on there?
Yeah.
Really? That was an entire layer? Yeah, that's awesome. Money. All right, let's get into it. All right, we got 4 rails set, and I'm gonna start screeding. This entire area, we have it actually sloping this way and this way. Always hard to tell on camera, but the grade from the street comes back lower down like this. So that's why it's coming this way. And then we go that way to make sure that the side up against the wall is nice and high. You always want to check from screed rail to screed rail. And the other really important part is where your screed rails meet. You want to make sure the level is touching all 4 at once to give you the truest read. Over here, I'm probably going to set up these 2 little ones so that I can have them and leave them in place, and we'll be able to take all 4 of these out and just lay, and then when we go to hop onto this, these will just be in place, ready for us to add on. What do you think, bud? Money?
Looks great.
Yeah. Good morning. We got some stuff done already off camera. Moving along. We got that hydrangea out. We prepped that bed with stone. Now Ben's fixing the track marks so we can backfill for the walkway. If you're a viewer of the channel, you know when we do our border, we lift it up a little bit with our bedding material, the chip stone, and then we hammer it into place to make sure the edges are strong. It's the most common point of failure in any kind of paver project are the edges if they're not done right. So we go through that, and then while he's doing that, he's gonna lift all those border pavers up, put some under it, hit them down, and then all the main pavers, he's gonna hit the big ones down. Some of the small ones are a little bit low. He'll have to pull that out, put some more material underneath, hammer them down. So that's what he's gonna do. I'm gonna go dump our full load of dirt that I have from digging out this morning and come back with some more 3/4 stone. And the plan is to hopefully get this walkway extended up here and around the corner today. Good morning, everybody. Today is Saturday, September 14th, 2024. We left off yesterday on the camera. You guys saw Ben set in all the border on both sides there, and it looks really good. I'm happy with it. I don't know why, but this border palette has a lot of lighter and darker pieces, but the first row we put in had a lot of darker, so we may end up swapping a few of those on the right side for the lighter ones and kind of mixing them in a little bit better. But other than that, the lines are straight. Probably sometimes looks a little funky when I have the head cam on for you guys because of the setting I use for my camera, but when you put it on your head, for it to be a decent video with the GoPro, you got to put it into like super view or whatever I think it's called, something like that, and it just kind of takes a wider lens, but it makes straight lines kind of curvy. I've gotten some comments on that before. So I try to change it back to just a regular widescreen when I film stuff now, but there's probably a lot of videos that I have that super view while I'm walking through like a patio or something. We had an early day yesterday. We quit at 2. It's just been really hot here, to be honest. In the front yard where we're doing the walkway, there's just no shade after like 8:45 in the morning. So it's been some hot days here. I decided to take a nice easy Friday. But you saw me set up these screed rails. I used the 4-foot level. And then our level is just about a 1/4 inch higher than the pavers. And when we screed, the stone doesn't stay right to the top of the rails. It kind of goes a little bit below the rails. Plus we have to account for some compaction. So when you meet up with pavers already laid with new screed rails, you want to make sure you're setting it a little bit higher. And I've shown this in a lot of videos, but most levels are pretty close to what a paver is in height. If you can see that, like that's about 1/8, maybe less. The paver is actually a little bit higher than this level by like 1/8. But that's why if you got this about a 1/4 inch above the spot where you're trying to meet, it's going to be a good reference. I just use the level. I don't have to use a paver or anything. Then we're starting to level everything out over here so that it just flows towards the grass this way. And then when we slope this walkway, it's going to slope towards us and away from the house towards the grass. So we're going to end up meshing this in with 1/8 of a slope that way. So it'll just kind of be like a break of flow lines in the walkway. That was my cousin Mike right there. If you guys are viewers of the channel from a long time ago, my early videos, was when I was still working and doing jobs for him and his company. A lot of good times. A lot of good times. You didn't hear me audibly respond to him, but I put my hands up in the air and started cheering, so that was good enough. It's usually how we communicate with each other, is more body language. Unless I'm completely, like, almost borderline heat stroking. This kind of stuff is so relaxing to me. I don't know what it is, but I love like setting screed rails, screeding lane pavers, you know, just dropping a end result like something like that. Just looks so nice. Pitch is good. Good. I've mentioned it a couple times, but I've gotten a lot of comments from people like saying they can't believe I'm using these levels to screed stuff like this with. I always find it funny. Like, man, it's the only reason I bought them. This thing has lasted, I don't even know how long. This might be, I think I bought this in 2014 or 2015, 6-foot level. So that's at least 9 years, maybe 10 years old. And it's still accurate. I've screeded so many patios with it. Walkways. I can take these pipes out now. Past that point. Another good morning to you all. Today is Monday, September 16th, 2024. Left off on Saturday. You see me kind of lay some stuff out, but then off camera, I did some more backfilling of the walkway / little patio area. So we're looking pretty good. Ben's actually making a batch of concrete. How you living over here, bud?
What's that?
Just hiding out in the shade?
Yep.
Joey would be proud.
He would be proud, actually.
So what do you got going on here, man?
Make some concrete, toss some Portland in it, see what happens.
Yeah. So we're just using the cheap Quickcrete, which is good concrete, but for some reason there's just a lot more gravel or maybe just less cement in the mix than some other concrete manufacturers, whatever. So we got a bag of Portland cement, and he's just gonna add a couple shovels to the batches of regular Quickcrete, just add some cement into it. So if you've been following along, you know that pretty much nothing on all these structures are square with each other. And this is the line that we're gonna be following for the front walkway. So the first thing I have to do is trace a mark on these pavers and cut it so that I can start laying pavers straight along that edge, and we'll lay it out towards the driveway. So I gotta mark that. Ben finished putting this left side in, and he's got the trench dug for the concrete. It's looking really good. And see just how much lower we go than the pavers. So we'll be able to fill in this whole trench right here with a nice thick bed of concrete, and we'll slope it up to like an inch below the top of the paver. And that's gonna lock everything in nice, and we'll be able to put soil along the edge. Because once that concrete sets and cures, we're gonna come back and take out even more of this stone that's extra so that we can get as much soil in as possible. So he's gonna do that while I continue the walkway, and we're just gonna see how far we can get today. So let's get right into it. Pavers are cut, concrete edge restraint is in. That's about 25-30 feet. Between 12 and 15 feet I've found one 80-pound bag of concrete will get you along an edge. If you use really heavy concrete, it's like 10 feet. Probably get 20 feet out of 2 bags if you do it really heavy. But that right there is perfect. That extra Portland worked out good, man. Nice and creamy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything to say to your fans, bud?
How we do it?
How we done? Fair enough. What do you think, bud?
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah, it's the way it meshes in. I mean, I was thinking about sending this straight and then cutting that. But I figured when you come down the driveway, you want that bond to just go all the way.
Yeah. That's
Probably the lesser of two evils, right?
It's almost unnoticeable unless you just see that one joint lines off. Just one.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little weird looking this way. It's weirder looking this way than the other way, but again, it's like nothing you can do, man. When you're 4 foot off square cut. And then I was looking at it doing like the angle cut like we had mentioned. But if we do the angle cut, there's probably going to be some weird cuts. And you're going to see the awkwardness both ways you look. It might end up looking alright, but I think this is probably the least noticeable. Time to slay and lay.
Imagine holding the hot dog.
Power drive.
Aisle drive.
I really love this paver combination, and it seems like a lot of my customers do as well because it just sells really easy. A lot of people see pictures of other walkways and patios I've done, and they're just really drawn to this style, and I don't blame them. I think it's a really clean look, And other than having to meet those two walkways up in kind of a weird way, this entire house is getting transformed by this front walkway that just wraps around and kind of encases the house. It's just really nice looking. But I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. So leave me some feedback. And you guys already know the deal. Until the next one, God bless. Peace.